Hello everyone, my name is Ritesh Gupta and you're watching the Pentester Guy. Today is the day 6, that is the last day of CEH practical tutorial, and today we'll be discussing hacking web and Android application. And I congratulate you to complete all the previous 5 days successfully and completing all the skills that is required to clear the exam. Today is the last day and let's get started. So this is the flow that I've been following. Today is the last day, that is hacking web application Android. I have covered scanning network, enumerating services, traffic sniffing, steganography and cryptography. If you haven't watched those videos and if you want to clear the doubts regarding these topics, you can watch those videos in the complete playlist. So we'll be discussing about hacking web and Android application, and we'll be focusing on OWASP top 10 issues, but for this demonstration purpose I'll be only focusing on command injection, SQL issues and XSS, the most popular and the most common issue. The tool that we are going to learn is SQLMap for finding the SQL vulnerabilities, and WpScan for finding issues and scanning the WordPress websites. The ADB tool, that is Android debugging bridge, that is used to connect the Android device to our PC for binary analysis. And at the last, burp suite, which is the very common and our favorite tool to sniff the traffic and manipulate the traffic. So this is a practical time. Let's do some practical stuffs. So let me bring the application that we'll be using to simulate the issue. I'm using the Parrot OS in my VM to demonstrate. We'll be using DBWA to demonstrate the very first issue, that is command injection. So we'll log in. So post login, we can see that security level is high. We are going to set it at low or medium. So I will set it at low and we'll simply go to command execution tab. Let me give it a full screen to make you feel better. Let me reload it. Okay, fine. Yes. So as we can see that here we are getting an option to enter an IP address so that we can get a free ping. So why not to enter an IP address 8 and hit a submit. We have successfully pinged the IP address 8.8.8.8, that is the IP address of Google. So what we get to know is whatever we are providing as an IP, it is going in the backend. The code is executing our input and reflecting back the output. So which means that we can test for whether we can pipe our commands or not, because when we use our terminal we simply ping it. Let me show you what I want to explain. Suppose you want to ping IP address 8.8.8.8. We'll hit enter. So what we can see, we hit a successful ping, and when we are using our terminal we can even pipe different commands. So suppose now I want to pipe a command that is to know what is my current directory. So my current directory is home/Ritesh. So what actually happened is the OS actually completed this command, that is pinging to an IP address. After that, the output of this command was input for this piped command, that is PWT, and at the last command that we executed we get the response in our terminal back. So here also we get the output, and this comes in our mind that are we able to pipe up another command. So in this case we'll be using the present working directory command to pipe, and let's wait for the output. So we got a successful output and we get to know that our present working directory is in var www dbwa vulnerability and executable. So this is what actually a command execution is, and you can do the same thing. If you want to deep dive about more issues that comes with the command execution, you can follow the Portsugar Academy, or you can watch more videos over the YouTube to know. My purpose is to cover each issues that can be asked during the examination. So next we'll be jumping with another issue, that is SQL injection, and here our main motto is to utilize the SQLMap, what actual SQLMap is and how we are able to utilize it. So let me introduce you with SQLMap. So SQLMap is a tool which is used to find the vulnerabilities into a website regarding the SQL injection, and it's a very powerful tool that is used for finding SQL injection in an automated way, and in a very small span of time you can completely dump a database if you are good with utilizing the SQLMap tool. And I'll be telling you that how you can use this tool to dump the database. So these are the options that we get, or the facilities that we get with SQLMap to enumerate the target with different flags. And we have different options for get method and post based request. For the SQLMap we use two different approaches. These are different flags that you want to remember or you want to know to dump the database that you are interested in. If you are not able to find the complete list, you can simply hit the # to get the complete list, where you get to know that there are other flags that can be used as a miscellaneous. There are general purpose flags. And so that's all about the intro of SQLMap. Let me clear the screen and let's do something practical so that you can relate with this tool. So what we can see that there is a user ID parameter, and we will hit 1, and we get to know that for the user ID 1 we have first name as admin and surname as admin. So what you must think is there could be some table which consists of some details, in which there is a column of first name, another is a column of surname, and there could be a multiple column including ID. So we'll be enumerating the database that consists this table, and we'll be enumerating all the columns that is present into this table. So we can see that there is a parameter, that is ID parameter, where we are going to attack or use the SQLMap to give or inject the payloads that are inbuilt or come with SQLMap to enumerate this database to find the SQL vulnerability. For this I would like to open Burp Suite to make you understand it in a better way. So we'll be using Burp Suite Community Edition. So now moving towards the SQL injection part using the SQLMap. We'll again hit 1, and we'll go through the HTTP traffic, and what we can see, it is a get based request and the ID is 1 with the parameter submit, and we get a 200 OK response. So similarly we can check it for another ID, that is 2, and we can see it's a get based request. So we have to deal with a get based request, or we can convert it into a post one, but for this case let's try using the get based request. We will move to our terminal. Let me zoom it a little bit. Hope it is visible, clear, and we'll hit SQLMap, the address of the DBWA using the flag URL. We'll paste it and we'll hit -dbs. We'll hit enter. So we'll hit for follow-up, and this will not work. That is why I have used this specific scenario to demonstrate you, and I'll tell you why. This will not work because we were using cookies as well. So cookies are required during a redirection, and in the cookies we have a parameter of security is equal to low. Okay, so security is equal to low. It is not updated, I guess. And after that, PHP session ID. So you can use another flag as well utilizing it, but what I will suggest you to use it using a post based request. And how you can do is, using a post based request, we require a file. So we'll hit right click, and you can see that here we get an option to save item. So we will save this item as a request.txt, and we'll hit on save button. We'll replace it already exists. So how it will help you is that you don't have to bother about the cookies and sending them using different parameters. What you can do is simply SQLMap, and let's see where is that text file. So the text file is in download, I guess. No, it's not. It's in desktop. So the file is in desktop, and we can hit ls to check it. So we have this request.txt file. We can simply hit the SQLMap command with -r to tell SQLMap that we are using a file to send the request. After that, we will use dbs to enumerate the databases. So for your convenience, let me show you that for dealing with the post-based request, we can use our request file as well. We can load the HTTP request from a file, and we can use it with the SQLMap. So somehow we have manipulated it in a way, and it will help us a lot. Let's hit enter and check whether we can do something or not. So yes, successfully we can see that within a couple of seconds we were able to find the name of databases. Again, after knowing the name of databases, we can dump one by one whatever is required. Suppose we have enumerated the databases. Now we want to enumerate the tables. So now we know that there are different databases present, and we want to enumerate the database dbwa. So we will hit the command SQLMap followed by the capital D and name of the database, that is dbwa, and we get the information about this database, that we can use this payload. The endpoint is vulnerable to the SQL injection. Again, what if we want to know about the tables that are present into it? So we get to know that the tables that is present into it is guestbook and user. After that, we know the table is present. We want to know the columns. So we were able to successfully get the columns in the response. The columns are comment ID, and name for the table guestbook. And for the table users, we get a column of users, avatar, find name, last name, password, and user ID. Now we were able to find the column name. Now we will dump the details of each table or users. So now we will hit dump command, and we will hit yes, and we can see that we have the table users, and we have a number of users: admin 1337, Pablo, Smithy, and the last name, and we also have a password. So for the admin we have password, for the second user we have the password abc123, for Pablo we have let me in. So we were able to successfully dump it. In the exam also, if you have been asked to dump the password or to extract the password of any user, you can do this or follow along these steps to get your flag and submit it. So now we are done with the simulation of SQLMap. Let me clear the screen. So for WpScan, I'll be utilizing the try hack me room to demonstrate you, because unfortunately there is no vulnerable VM I was able to find to demonstrate the WpScan. So let's go to try hack me room, and let me turn off the interception. So we'll be utilizing this room, that is block. And also I would like to tell you, this is a tip. It is not mandatory that what is given into the question you have to follow the same step or the same thing. You are the one who is handling the machine. You know what is your capability. So there could be another way to find the answer for any specific question. Suppose there is a question that wants you to dump the password or dump the detail or any kind of detail, then submit it. It is not required to use the SQLMap. You can use it You can use other vulnerabilities such as IDOR, or you can use burp suit to go through the traffic, and you can look for any parameter to manipulate it and get your answer. So this could be a scenario. Let's get started. We got our IP. Let's copy it. Let's move to our terminal. Let me connect to my OpenVPN. Okay, so initialization is complete. Let us ping the IP if we are able to ping it. Yes, we are able to ping it. Clear the screen. Let me zoom it. Paste the IP. So suppose this is a website that is hosted by WordPress, or there are multiple plugins which could be vulnerable. But if you want to know, or if you want to enumerate, then you can use a WpScan tool to do everything for you in a very short span of time. So for this, we'll move to our terminal and we'll hit WpScan -H to know what WpScan provide. So WpScan provide you a facility to even brute force the login, where you can use the -p or a password flag using the file path and -username to pass the list of the usernames and simply hit enter to brute force it. But in this current scenario, we will be utilizing the format of passing the URL, and then we'll be using the --enumerate flag to enumerate our target. Okay, we will hit WpScan command followed by --URL, name of the URL. Let me copy it and we'll paste it here. After that, we want to enumerate user. So what we want to enumerate, there are multiple choices available. If you want to know about vulnerable plugin, you can give the VP. If you want to know about all plugins, you can give the flag AP followed by popular plugin, vulnerable themes, all themes, popular themes, and so on. But we are interested in to know about the user ID or anything, so why not to it for you, and let's see whether we are able to get something in response. We get to know that XML RPC seems to be enabled, and readme.html, other stuffs. These are the info level issues. The main theme could not be detected. Okay, fine. Then user enumeration started, and we found that there is a user called Bijol, there is a user called Kwheel, Karen Wheeler, Billy Joel. So since we hit the U flag and we were able to find there are users, one another, the second user Kwheel and Karen and Billy. So this is how WpScan can be utilized to automate your stuffs, and whatever is asked into the exams, you can act accordingly. If they ask for any vulnerable plugin, you can follow with the VP command, or you can at that specific scenario you can use the help menu of WpScan and follow along. So that's all about WpScan tool for scanning the WordPress applications. Now we will jump to another tool, that is ADB. So what actually ADB is, as I already told you, ADB is a tool that bridges the connection from your Android device to the PC. Okay, so what actually during the examination happen is you find a number of IPs. Suppose there are 7 to 8 IPs, and among those one IP is there which is an Android device's IP. So what you need to do is you just need to hit the command ADB, and after that you need to hit the command connect and then IP address of that device. So in this case the IP address is 192.168.0.100, and then we have to give the port. You can give any port number, but I'll be using port 5555. So when you'll hit this command, what actually it does is there is a ADB listener running on that Android device, which is already in a debuggable mode. And when you will hit this command, you will able to connect with that Android device. Okay, so let me tell you what actually is happening in the background is when you use ADB, then you hit command ADB devices. After installing the ADB into your computer, you hit this command ADB devices and you connect the Android device using the USB cable to know that what are the devices that are available. So let me hit enter, and in my case it is showing the IP address because I have already configured this lab for you to demonstrate you the exact scenario. But in your case, in the very first time when you will be doing this, you will get a alphanumeric number, and that will be your device's ID. Okay, after that what actually happens is we start a listener for that specific device. So we go to the IP address of that device. So in my case, the IP address was this, and then we hit a command of ADB connect 192.168.0.100, then port 55. So I'll be utilizing this port. So this is the very first command that you must use with the IP that is available during your recon, and it will be very easy for you to find out which IP is the Android IP, because while enumerating using the nmap, you will be able to determine the OS that is being used on each devices. So you can utilize this, or you can brute force among the IPs that which IP is of Android device. You can simply just manipulate the end IP addresses that is available during the recon to .1, .2, or whatever IP addresses you found during the nmap recon or network recon. So we'll hit enter, and as soon as we hit enter, it will connect. In my case, it is showing that it is already connected. So when you are already connected, after that you will be hitting the same command. What I am showing you is ADB shell, and what this command actually does is take the shell of your mobile device. So now I'm into my Android device, and how we can see or how we can confirm is using ls or who am I. So this is a Windows machine in which I use the PowerShell to take a shell of my Android device, and now in this current time I am into my Android device. We'll hit who am I, we'll get a shell. So let me clear this. So after using the command ADB connect, what you are supposed to do is to follow the command or the instruction from the question, but in most probably the scenario will be to move to SD card, and after that we will be asked to find a secret file. So here we can see that we have a secret.txt which I have created. We can simply cat it secret.txt, and what we get is this is the secret, which is the secret in the file, and this is what required to submit your flag. So that is all about ADB to solve the question of Android that comes in your exam. So today we covered WpScan, we covered SQLMap for automated scans, we use burp suite to analyze the traffic and manipulate it, and we also use DBWA platform to understand the logic of command injection. So that's all about this complete playlist. Congratulations to you that you follow along with me the complete 6 days, and you covered all the necessary details, all the necessary skills and the tools that are required to clear the exam. I wish you all the best for your exams and for your preparations, and I hope you all clear the exam by solving all the 20 challenges. Thank you so much. Keep supporting, keep sharing my channel. Your gesture keep me motivated, and if you feel helpful by preparing from this playlist, do recommend this playlist to your friends or someone who is preparing for the same exam. And if you find this playlist helpful, do give a 5% credit from your preparation to this channel, because it's 95% you and your hard work that you are learning these skills to solve this or clear this exam. Thank you so much. We'll be back with another cool playlist with our latest topic in cybersecurity.